Good evening, everyone. I am Scholar Leader Neha, and today we all are here for conducting interview of Colonel Rajeev Bharwan, who is retired from Indian Army and who has served for a long decade, more than 21 years.
Sir, before anything else, I want to start with something I am so excited to ask you. How is the life of an army officer?
I would love to answer it, but before that, can I have a small request from you? Can you give me a smile? Yeah, you look much better when you smile. Good. Okay. Beta, you asked me how the life of army person, army is one organization which is open to everyone, but only people, those who are volunteer and willing, they join. So any work, any job which is done by the people who volunteer to do such job, they will be the happiest. So army, when it comes to army, if you are asking me, I think I always, when I was of your age, this is where I always wanted to come. This is what I always wanted to do. So I would claim that I was the happiest when I was in army. And in 21 year plus service, I have earned so much. Then when I'm out, army is still very much inside me. I'm still the happiest. It's a great organization, it's a country, it's a society, it's a well-built, close-knitted family, a big extended family, where so many different regiments are there, but people, they love each other. They always care for each other. Camaraderie, friendship, and those basic values which makes a society, a family, very, very strong. Everything you find in army. It offers you a very good life, a very balanced life, where you maintain a good balance between the personal and professional life. And there are a lot of things which a person want to do in life. For example, physical fitness, that is taken care of. You want to pursue different games, people pursue, and they are given a lot of support and guidance, and they go even up to Olympics. There are many examples in history where people have gone up to Olympics. It offers you a very adventurous life. And you go to snow-covered peaks areas, glaciated areas, jungle, mountains, terrains, all kind of terrains you explore. Across the length and breadth, you roam around the country. This is the only profession where you go places to places. You see new places, meet new people, see new culture. At the same time, while you are doing duty, you are being paid to do your duty. It's a great job. The sense of security is very, very high in army. Great, whether it is army, air force, navy, families, parents, children, they feel there is a very safe environment, unlike which is outside today in the world. So you're in a very safe environment, very protected environment. So it's a great place to be around. And I strongly urge, when you grow, and in case you have a desire, you also should join and fill up the vacancy that I had created. Okay? Army life is the best. It is amazing. There is no comparison. Army offers you life. It's a way of living. I'm sure you must have seen army people, whether Jawan or officer or JCOs. When you see in the public, they will always stand out by their bearing, the way they carry themselves, through their conduct, through their values, and people respect them. So it is hard earned and well deserved. It's a great life, army. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What else you want to ask? By the way, I'm very, very happy. Let me tell you before you ask me the second question. I love children. I absolutely.
The life of an army is not just tough but also risky. So when you have gone on, when you go to the battlefield, you might have felt a fear coming in the inside of you. Mm-hmm. So how did you overcome that fear of death?
Okay. See, Sajak, the only thing in life which is a harsh fact and permanent is death only. That is the only thing which is permanent. Sooner or later, and it comes to everyone. But then there is a quote, very famous Roman quote, death comes to every individual who has ever been born, sooner or later. But what better way than fighting for the ashes of your father? Better to die for a cause, rather than dying in some accident. So there are few calls, there are few calls and causes for worth falling for. This is what army gives you. So you're doing something selflessly, for your country, for your countrymen. So these are professional hedges. People, they don't join army because they're scared, or they're scared not of dying. But even if it is a death, people don't call you dead; they call you martyrs, and martyrs are respected, whether their names are engraved in the stone or the statue or anything. People go there and they salute them, even if people are not there. So it is not easily earned. So death too is a permanent fact. No shame in accepting. Yes, there are moments and when you feel some discomfort. But more than anything, you always feel that fear for the people who are to your left and to your right, not for yourself. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And training makes you very strong. You can take on such kind of challenges. Even if it is life-threatening, we take these challenges and we take it with smile.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And when you're in those situations when bullets are flying, that gives you adrenal rush. When you see one guy going down, it gives you so much of push and pump that people don't look back. People don't look to the front. They just go through and through.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it is Arsh's turn now. Rules.
Sir,
Yeah.
as we come back to more questions on army, start with your childhood, sir. Where were you born and how was your childhood? What kind of kid were you to your parents?
I was born in Jammu. Okay. You've heard of Jammu?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was born in the government hospital in Jammu. And then my father was in BSF. So I was along with my father. He used to go on postings frequently after every second to third year, like it happens in forces. So I used to go along with my father. There was some time where I had stayed in a village also, where I used to go to village. There were not even the basic facilities were there. There were not much any kind of toys or any kind of facilities, light or anything. So I used to use a board on which we used to write, and there were no pens also these days. So time was tough, but there were different methods we had evolved to write. But resources were less, but we were very, very happy. The concept of sharing and caring was very high. People were not using mobile gadgets those days, and we were very happy because instead of mobile, people used to connect with each other. We never used to play games on computer or laptop or tabs. We used to go on outdoors and used to play the games, and that was a great fun. I was extremely shy. I could not speak one sentence of English. You guys are speaking so well with great confidence. I could never speak even one sentence. I had a very strong phobia of speaking in the public. I was very much afraid to go in front of someone and then talking to them in public, because I had no exposure. So it took me some time. I worked very, very hard, really very hard. Every day I used to pick up the dictionary. I used to understand what is the pronunciation, what is the meaning of the word, and then used to frame a couple of sentences on that word. Then I started reading some books, then doing some mirror practice. So there were many methods. Slowly and gradually I improved. It took long, long time. But then finally I improved. I realized even if 7 times you fall, the 8th time you must get up again. This is the way to go. My parents were very supportive. They were very, very extremely loving. My mother was not very well educated, but then she was the greatest mother of all times. And she used to ensure that every basic facility should be provided, and we were very happy with this. She always encouraged and motivated us. My father, he pushed me physically very hard. He always said, physically you should be very fit, which I believe and I follow till date. Otherwise, I was very polite. I was with elders, with ladies, with girls. I was very polite in my conduct. I used to speak very less. And in studies, I would say I was average. But in outdoor sport activities, I used to take a very active participation. Every sport I used to play and I used to do well. So it was a good combination. I realized, rather than just being only king in the academics and not going and playing any outdoor activities and taking participation in extracurricular activities is not a good thing. So it should be a very balanced approach. While you should do well in your studies, it is equally important that you should go outside, make good friends, and get exposed to the world environment, the world outside the box. When you interact with the people, you go on ground, and that itself is a great learning, and you learn a lot.
But sometimes I also had the phobia of being scared to speak, but thanks to Hushtree, I don't have it now.
And you are making such decent effort, and the results are very apparent. Okay, I can see it visible on the screen. So good going, and just keep going and going. You'll rise and shine much better, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Great job done.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. You had a very tough and also fun childhood in your life.
Yeah, very much.
Very nice childhood. So, in everybody's life, everybody has a hobby of themselves and even their favorite sport. So, I wanted to ask you that what were your favorite hobbies while growing up and what is your favorite sport since childhood?
Okay, my favorite hobby. Okay, my favorite hobby was doing apna sketching and painting. And when it comes to sport, being a paratrooper, I would say the best sport is jumping out of the aircraft. That's a good sport, very adventurous. Not many people they do it. It is in very challenging conditions, and that really makes you mentally and physically very very tough. What else?
Sir,
Hanji.
and what about your siblings, sir? How were your siblings and did you often fight with your siblings?
Oh, very much. To the extent you won't believe, We were like India and Pakistan. It was so bad at some point in time. My brother is 2 years and 8 months younger to me. His name is Sanjeev. And I think we were not very much aware. All the parents used to tell, you don't fight. And being the elder, I was always told he is younger, please give it to him and you look after him. Although I used to do that, and but then not to blame my youngster. Today when I look at my brother, he is one man who can go to any extent. Any extent means any extent to do anything for me. He's always there whenever I need him. I don't even have to tell him by giving a call or through any via media, what do I need? Without me telling him anything, he offers me the entire world. He do anything and everything for me. I just love this junior of mine. It's just damn good. But then we went to the college on a bicycle. I did not have a bike also. But when I got commissioned, I became an officer and I got my first emoluments, so money of the training. So first thing what I did, the gift I bought a bike for my brother. And that gave me immense happiness. Blessed are those who have siblings. You learn a lot of things. So I used to fight, but only a certain till certain age. You always know that my brother, my sister is always there to watch my back. Gives you immense confidence.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What else?
Yes, sir. You and your brother used to fight a lot and you used to even be supportive to each other.
Yeah, very much.
So, everybody always had a dream whenever they were growing up. And I wanted to just ask that what was your dream while growing up and how did you know that you wanted to join the army?
Okay. Ever since I was of your age, my only dream was to join army. Because I've seen my father in uniform. He always had been my role model. I was never impressed by any other Bollywood star or any other hero. My father was my hero. I always thought that even if 10% of this man I can become, and I think I'm success in my life. So I always wanted to be like him. So what I used to do, when my father used to go to office, so I used to wear his uniform. And I used to do multiple folds, then wear it, his cap, his belt, and then his shoes, which was much larger than my own size. I used to wear his cap and the uniform, and then I used to stand in the front of the mirror, and I used to salute myself. Lieutenant Rajeev, Jai Hind. And I used to feel very nice about it. Then I used to iron my father's uniform also, including his shoes, my uniform. And I don't know, there was something which I always knew at the back of my heart. Uniform is one thing, and whenever I look at uniform or I see someone in uniform, and it gives me immense sense of pride, satisfaction, happiness. So I thought, I have no doubt about it. This is the only thing I had thought ever. When I was in school, everybody knew he always wanted to join army. When I was in college, everybody knew that he just want to go to army. So I worked continuously very hard for it. When I finished with my graduation exam, I cracked my competitive exam. Thereafter, went for the interview in first attempt. I cleared my exam, and then joined academy for training. I am very firm on this. One should always do what you want to do in life. I was very happy with this. This is the only thing which I understand when it comes to job. There is no better job than joining army as an officer or as a Jawan. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how is the army training and your... Is it like how we often see in movies?
How is the training in army? You are asking?
Yes, sir. And sir, is it like how we see in the movies?
Okay, army training in army is really tough. And sometimes it is even more scary and much more than what you see on screen. That is the fact. Presently, when I'm talking to you, I'm sitting and talking to you from OT, Officers Training Academy. This is the place from where in 1998 I joined, and 99 I got commissioned and passed out as an officer. So I started my journey from this place where I'm sitting right now when I'm talking to you. And training definitely is tough, but at the same time, training has been structured in a manner where it is very gradual, it is progressive. And the idea of the entire training is to make you stronger day by day and not weak. Okay? And there are a lot of people, officers and other instructors there to guide you, to support you, to motivate you. And rest, everything is all in the head. If you think something is difficult, then indeed it is difficult. If you think it is easy and you can do it and you'll put sincere efforts, then there is nothing difficult. Okay? Difficult is only an excuse. Difficulty is only an excuse, and difficulty is only for those people who shy away from the hard work. Anybody who's sincere and does his job sincerely will never have any problem with army training. It makes you stronger rather.
Yes.
Anji.
Yes, the training over there is also pretty tough. And it also, I've learned that whenever if something is difficult, don't try to give up on it. Try to do it.
Giving up is not a solution only.
Yes.
How one is going to emerge as a winner if you give up only?
Yes.
Giving up, in my wisdom, if you ask me, if somebody asks me to define what is giving up is nothing but just only an excuse and a sign of weakness.
Yes.
Any person who is weak only is going to give up.
Yes. So my question to you is that in newspapers we mostly see this news of getting this type of war starting, this type of incident has happened, so that's why this war is happening. So these type of wars, whatever are breaking up, these are not good for our environment and our society. But we have to always keep facing these type of wars. So when a situation like a war happens, how is the atmosphere in the army and what happens over there?
So your question is, when the war happens, what is?
When a situation like a war happens, how is the atmosphere in the army and what happens over there?
Okay. Whenever there is situation of war in army, there are certain standing operating procedures. What is going to happen in terms of daily basis, in terms of hourly basis, and people strictly follow that. During peacetime, when there is no war, we do rehearsals for that and thorough rehearsals. Every person should know their job and they should know it very well. And it is being practiced so that when the war breaks out, you are not panicking, and everyone should know what exactly he or she is supposed to do. Okay?
Yes, sir.
With regards to the situation and the atmosphere during war, basic common sense dictates, whenever war is there, whether it is between two people, it is between two communities or group, or it is between the nation. History tells us no one has ever won in the war. It is only a disaster. It is only a lot of setbacks, a lot of lessons learned. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Whether it is between two nations or it is between two people, nobody has ever won. You only will lose. And today in the world of economy, everything in the world, anyone who has got strong hold on the economy and they are growing economy power, they will take a lead role. So atmosphere during the war time is very scary. I personally seen two examples during my tenure where a war broke out. And today when I hear the stories about IPKF operations, peacekeeping operations in Sri Lanka, when we had sent our troops, overnight people were sent there. When the war takes place about close to the border, the entire villages are vacated. The communication lines are abrupted. They are taken out for the security reasons. Everything, people, they leave from there only and they just move out of that area. So it is very difficult to leave your home, to leave your agricultural land, your animals, everything, and taking only the basic stuff, you move back so that you can remain safe and you can keep your family safe. And thereafter, once the war is over for whatever limited time, it is very, very difficult, and it takes tremendous amount of time and efforts to again grow back out of that situation and stand on your feet. So during war, it's not easy. Old parents, ladies, wives, children, everybody for the safety purposes is left on the location. People move out of their zone to fight war on the front. The situation during war is actually very tough, very, very tough.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, have you
One
seen
second. One second, madam. Yeah, please go ahead.
many wars and have you been to battlefield?
That is a routine for any person who has joined the army, especially if he's an infantry and he has joined the forces where I was there.
During a war, what is the perception of the other side within the army?
Okay, that's a good question. During the war, what is the perception of the people on the other side? To be very honest, Sajak, if you're asking, and perception on the other side does not matter when the war breaks out. The only perception that matters is my own country, okay, my own organization, and my own people. They matter to me. What is on the other side of the line does not matter to me. Let's not talk about the war for a moment and take an example of any other sports field. For example, kabaddi. You have played kabaddi ever?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you must have seen on the TV also. So there is a line. On one side of the line is your team. Okay, Sajak?
Yes, sir.
On the other side of the team is enemy. So when you get into the battle and play that game, so would you play for your own team or would you think about the perception of the enemy?
Sir, I would play for my own team.
Yeah. So exactly in war also the same thing happens. Okay. However, having said so, you definitely cater into account enemy's point of view. Okay. And that is how enemy is going to make a move. How enemy is going to, plan his tactics, the strategy against our own troops. So you cater for those points and thereafter you plan your own strategy accordingly.
So, sir, I am sure that your family must always worry about you while you were serving in the army. So,
Yeah.
how were the army families so brave?
Okay. Your question is very valid, and the truth is yes. Whether it is the parents, whether it is the wife or the children, everyone is always very concerned about their children, their husband, their father. Okay? And rightly so. Any normal human being will always think like that. But as I told you, if the fear of the dead does not bother much when it comes to an army man. Same way, if I got a family, it is my duty. I've been trained well, so I talk to my parents. I explain it to them, situation is not that bad. And we have been trained well, we can handle it. Take care. It is my duty to tell my wife and children, and I have trained them well. And like me, every other person, whether it is from Army, Air Force, or Navy, they know every 2 years an individual get posted to some field area and they need to stay by themselves only, and whether it is in a native place or in some other area. So over a period of time, they also go through this process, and their emotional, their physical and mental conditioning is also done exactly the way we do. And they're very brave. There are many examples. In the recent past, when the Galwan incident took place, there have been examples where people they attained martyrdom while doing great act of gallant in the line of service. But when the dead body was delivered to the family, the mother was taking the family, and then she had other children. They said, "You must also join the army. We belong to that nation." Okay?
Yes, sir.
Anji.
Sir, I am sure you are disciplined and take care of your health very much, sir.
Anji.
Sir, what is your routine and what advice would you want to give to me and Sajak Bhaiya?
Okay. You ask me about my routine, believe me, it's not a good routine. Why? Because I'm dealing with the children and they want more and more time with me. When I'm talking to you today, I've never been so tired in my life. But today, I'm really very exhausted. When I'm talking to you, it has been complete past 48 hours. I have not even slept for 5 minutes. Constantly, I was involved with the people. Somebody wanted to talk to me. They wanted to share something. I had to do some training parts. And then a lot of traveling also. So the last 48 hours, I'm feeling so dead tired now that I have not slept in the last 48 hours. Notwithstanding, I'm talking to you. I didn't want to lose in this opportunity. But yes, in general, otherwise, this is exception. Otherwise, generally, I take good care. I get up early in the morning, and I do exactly what I should do in army. My advice to both of you would be, if you want to become a responsible person, if you want to become the pride of your parents, if you want to be an achiever in your life, there is no rocket science in this. There are no big things. As children, what you should do is, for any child who want to excel in his life or her life, you should follow one good routine on daily basis. From Monday till Saturday, you should follow a good routine. When I say good routine, I'm not asking you to be slave to the watch that you should get by 5 o'clock, by 5 to 5:30 you must take a shower. 5:30 sharp you go for exercise, do for 45 minutes, then come back for 10 minutes, you do relaxation and then do this, blah, blah, blah. No. My simple point is, if you want to lead a good life and want to be successful in life, you must follow a good routine. My experience tells me 99.9% they don't do it. They don't want to live. They just want to live, and they think very long term, but they don't think what are the important tasks that I need to do tomorrow. And they don't live a very healthy routine even for one day. At least out of 7 days in a week, 6 days you must follow a good routine. And 7th day you can consider as cheat day. You can eat little more, you can relax, or you can act lazy sometime. While I'm trying to say that one should not be, slave to the watch, but you definitely should cater and balance out your daily routine in a manner where you cater for your studies. That is your first important duty as a student toward your own self and your parents and your teacher. There are a lot of people who are expecting from you. They are doing their job. Either they are trying to teach you, whether they are trying to guide you, they are sponsoring you in terms of financial aid, they are getting books for you. And all parents they require from the children is they must do well in their studies. Not a big deal, it is only for their good. But sometimes people they don't understand the basic thing also. So space out your daily routine in a manner where you cater maximum time and a etiquette time for your studies. But along with the studies, one should go outside in the ground and play with their friends, rub shoulders and make physically fitter. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So if any child is ready to take his responsibility for 24 hours, he or she definitely will do wonders in their life. My advice would be this thing. Firstly, you must focus on your studies. Second is you must follow a good routine. Third, live your life. Only books is not going to help you. Along with the books, you must go on the ground and take participation in various kind of activities. It will really help you to shine, to explore new things, to enhance your skill sets. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
बड़ों की बात माननी है, पढ़ाई अच्छे से करनी है, ठीक है, बहुत सारे दोस्त बनाने हैं और हमेशा खुश रहना है. You must always be smiling, very happy, motivated. Keep yourself happy, motivated, and physically, emotionally, and very very fit and mentally very tough. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Haji, what else?
Yes, 48 hours. 48 hours is a very long time of being awake. I can't even be awake for even 24 hours. After 24 hours, I start feeling very sleepy.
You look at my eyes. I am sure,
Yes,
I'm having a very strong control when I'm talking to you now because I've never been so tired. My eyes are going down. Each which way I'm having that urge that you need to sleep now. But still I'm talking to you because I really wanted to talk to you guys. I love children, as I said. But I have been able to hold for last 48 hours because I was doing a constantly move. That is one. During the training and the kind of the life I had lived for the last so many years in army, the way we have been trained, the way I have been training myself. So I can hold on for a little longer, I know. Without food, without water, without sleep. In deprivation of all the basic necessity, I'll still pull on for a couple of more hours. Maybe 50 hours, 60 hours. I tried earlier also. There have been occasions where 3 to 4 days and constantly we were on the move with a lot of weights on our back. And you are dead tired. But I used to repeat in my mind, you can do it. I can do it. I'll do it. Ho jayega. Nothing, not to worry. I'm not going to complain. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Ho jayega. You will be able to do that. Go ahead. Don't stop. Move. When you keep repeating these kind of positive affirmation, it has a very positive effect in your mind. While the brain and the mind tells you, you are very dead, you are tired. But when you do auto suggestion, your height and your heart and your other reflexes, they tell you, come on, you can do it. You can do it. There's a lot of positivity and there's fact. So I do a lot of positive affirmations, and sometimes when times are like this, I know how to exercise control over my mind and my body, and that is what I exactly do. And it never failed me. Okay?
Yes.
You become what you think.
Yes. Yes, sir. So my question to you is that what is your ambition in life right now?
Oh, I'm so happy you asked this question. My ambition in life, first of all, I've never been very ambitious. I'm always, looking for a very basic things in life. If good people are around me, I'm getting a meal, just to have basic meal. And people are happy and healthy around me, and I think I'm the happiest. Now, when I came on my second innings, I started doing some job to impart training to youngsters, those who want to join armed forces. But over a period of time, all kind of people they come to me. Those who have physical problems, those who have emotional stress, all those who are under severe depression, and they have got various life issues of all age groups, not only from the country but from other countries also. They come to me, they talk to me. I give them very patient hearing. I listen to them. I give them solutions. I'm suggesting them. Well, I make them practice, and together we do these things very, very often. And now today, if somebody has asked me what is your vision, every month about 50 to 100 people they come to me, and they are the happiest people they can on this earth. They are always happy. My only vision and ambition is, with the passage of time, I should get connected to more people, and whatever I'm trying to teach my young students, they should go outside and they should pass it on to many other people, so that we make more vibrant, more cooperative, and a great society. We make a great community. We make the nation strong. And on this concept, now I'll be coming on a very soon. I'll be doing something which, when you see, we will find it very interesting. And I will ensure when I say something, this has to be done, the entire country will speak the same language. And you will see it happening in a couple of days. Everyone should speak, what is good for everyone. So idea I have is to have, my vision and ambition is to have a greater family, a close-knit family, like we live in army. We should be focusing only the positive thing and not the negative things, and to create a domino effect when it comes to positivity and happy environment. That is the only ambition I have. मेरे आसपास जितने लोग हैं खुश रहें, they stay healthy and happy. That's the only ambition I have.
Yes, sir.
What else?
Sir, the interview is supposed to end here now, but
Okay.
sir, we will not go before you telling us a song that you hear in most tough times.
Okay. Most tough time. See, there is no specific design song for the tough time because I don't consider time tough. Circumstances, if are tough, I believe giving up is not a solution. But yes, I do sing. But it is more to do with your mood. Sometimes when I'm happy, any song is good. Sometimes when you are low, you probably go for a song which is a little more softer, or the instrumental. During the morning times and the prayers when I do with my students, we go for some chanting, some mantras. So it is more to do with the environment and your emotional question that time. How you're feeling. If you're happy, the one can dance on a even generator without music also. I'm of that opinion. If somebody is honking, I can do dance on that also. Okay? No
Yes.
music is required. If I'm hearing your voice like you're telling, sir, just tell me एक बारी बोलो जरा आप कैसे बोल रहे थे? How you say?
Sir,
नहीं ऐसे नहीं, जब आप क्वेश्चन पूछते कैसे बोलते हो?
sir, please.
Sir, हाँ आप जो बोल रहे हो. Now that is also music to my ears, I'm so happy to hear it. It is as good as a meditative mantra for me. See, बेटा होता क्या है? What you want to hear ना? हर एक अपना perception होता है. Somebody goes with the genre or the brand names or something. A small child, when he's crying, or you hear his or her voice, the baby's voice, that's so soothing to the ears, That's also kind of the great music. When you listen to the birds, which very rarely, you see in cities these days. But when you go to the places where I stay, in jungle, you hear a lot of natural voice. That is also good music. But when it comes to personal choices, I generally like songs which are a little emotional, or they charge you up, patriotic, Josh kind of songs. Soft songs, and in particular, I love country songs. I really love some peppy numbers where you can sing together. But yes, in army, I can tell you, in army when I was doing commandos, and I used to sing a song very much. That was the toughest time we had during the training. And I don't know, but I remember the lyrics. I'll tell you. There was a song which I used to sing while running every run. The song goes like this. Life in the army, they say are very fine. Life in the army, they say are very fine. You join by 22, you're dead by 29. Life in the army, they say are very fine. Life in the army, they say are very fine. Shoes in the army, they say are very fine. Shoes in the army, they say are very fine. You need number 7, they give you number 9. Life in the army, they say are very fine. Girls in the army, they say are very fine. Girls in the army, they say are very fine. Some are above 60, rest are below 9. Life in the army, they say are very fine. And it goes like this. I used to sing this song very often. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, can I ask you some question now?
Yes, sir. Of course.
Okay. Uh, how many times you have meal with your parents in a day? When you sit
Sir,
with them, honestly, eh? And not in the front of the TV or with your camera or anything.
uh, sir, like in a normal routine, I actually don't eat with my parents many times. I
Yeah.
usually eat at my grandma's because I like her cooking. So not much, but sometimes when she is on an outing.
Okay. Firstly, I
Only
must appreciate your honesty. You're a brave boy, you know? And this is what good people and good children they're supposed to do. See, my energy is now coming back, you know. Now I can work for another 8 hours, but I'm feeling so. Just thinking, शुरू में मैं बहुत ढीला था, मुझे नींद आ रही थी. But now you charge me up, and with a cup of tea, I'm feeling strong. I'm happy. I appreciate your honesty. Making it a point henceforth, you must find out some time for your parents and grandparents. At least one meal a day you must sit and have with them. Dining table has been designed not only for the decor purpose, but if you use it well, dining table brings family together. You know, it unites families. It's a very good will. And these small things can bring very positive changes in life. Okay?
yes, sir.
Okay. Sajak, my question to you is,
Yes.
I've been grilled very badly by two tough interviewing officers. No, it's my time. My time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what do you want to do in life, Sajak? What do you want to become once you grow up?
Yes, sir. I'm very into these electronic things. Like in the Arduinos, you make some type of program and then you make a new thing. So I'm very into engineering. I'm very thinking of becoming a very big engineer in my future life.
Okay, big engineer. My only advice be rather than focusing and becoming a big engineer, you must make sincere endeavors to become a good engineer. Okay?
Yes, sir.
There's a difference. And maybe probably that was not the word you wanted to say, but I still thought I'll tell you. And I'm sure you will become a great engineer. Very good engineer. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And what I told Arsh, that goes for you as well. Make a lot of good friends, both of you. Okay, focus on your studies. Have a very good routine. First, focus on your physical health. Make yourself damn strong. Okay? And हमेशा positive रहना है and always stay happy. Because in case you want to keep people around you motivated, first you need to learn how to stay motivated. And if you want to see your loved ones and your friends and your people around you happy, then first thing what you need to do is you need to stay happy. Follow instructions from parents. Okay? Make wise choices, make good friends, develop good habits. You can do well in life. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And most importantly, always keep smiling. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
And morning, once you get up, first thing, and before you go to the bed, two things you must do without fail. You must give a tight hug to your parents, at least for 1 minute. 1 minute, your heartbeat will come at the same frequency. And always look deep into their eyes and tell them how much you love them. I do it till date. My students, they do with me every day. They come, they give me a tight hug, they kiss me, and they tell me, sir, we love you so much. And I also do the same thing. ऐसे करते करते सो जाता हूँ. Life is good. You don't require much. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm happy. I'm so proud, privileged, and honored to be interviewed by two such young, sweetie kids. Love you guys.
Thank you, sir.
By the way, you know me?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
I was about to say, sir, please give a brief introduction of yourself and what all places, like geographically, you have served. So these kids will also have an idea like how army life goes and how we travel across the whole world as well as India.
So guys, I'm Colonel Rajeev. I belong to Haryana. There is a district which is called Hisar. It is about 168 kilometers from Delhi, close to Delhi. So that is the area where I belong. I come from a middle class family. My parents are now settled at Hisar. My father is a retired BSF officer. My mother is a homemaker. I got a younger brother who is working as a legal head in one of the companies with the JK, and he settled at Faridabad. I'm married to a beautiful lady. Her name is Priyanka. She's my lifeline. And I got a young son who is much taller than me, now 6 feet and probably 3 inches. And he, like you, Sajak, want to be an engineer. And he's going to take admission in VIT Vellore now this month only. He want to become an engineer. So that's about my family. I joined army in 1998, got commissioned into 99. I joined a Gurkha regiment and thereafter served across the length and breadth at various different places in army. And after a couple of years, I got married. And then thereafter, I also had an opportunity to serve in United Nations with my battalion. And after 15 years of service, I commanded a elite airborne special forces regiment. And that was one of the most wonderful time I had in the army. Did a lot of courses, training at various institutions. I've been to J&K, Northeast, and seen fair mix of life, full of adventure, threat, rest, family life, everything. It had offered everything. I'm very grateful. And October 2020, after playing my innings for over more than 21 years, I voluntarily hung my boots and came to play my second innings. And today I'm having my second innings where I'm interacting with a lot of people. I started with young college students and school students, those who wanted to join army, and they were defense aspirants. But over a period of time, when I started interacting with the people, now today all kind of people, now those who are suffering from anxiety, depression, paralysis, cancer, molestation cases, and stammering, they get low self-esteem, anything and everything. I'm dealing with drug cases, abuses cases, and they come with me and I stay with them for almost 3 weeks. We work like a family. We help each other. Those who had been very arrogant, now they have become very balanced. Those who were very introvert, now they are very confident. You can take them to railway station and they will deliver a lecture with great confidence. The guys who were totally dependent on medicines and a very poor health, today they go for a 14, 15-kilometer run. The girls who had never been out of their house, today they are damn confident. They are cracking their exams. So that gives me immense strength, and a lot of people got connected. And today when I look back, I find my second innings more satisfying than my first innings. I'm exploring myself. And I realized I could handle and do limited things when I was in army, but that was my first love and I really loved doing it. But when I'm today outside, I have no resources with me, but people are my strength. So what I'm doing, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and getting connected to people, traveling new places is something, it's great. You must travel a lot in your life. That's a great education. Be nice to people, it doesn't cost you much. आप खुद अच्छे बन जाते हैं. When you deal with so much of people, you see their sufferings, and it gives you a very fair idea of where life is taking you, and you are very grateful to God. So I had a lot of gratitude toward the people and toward the God for whatever they had given me so far, and I don't expect anything more. But really, I feel totally charged up. The best thing today when I feel is only the people in my life, especially the kids. They had given me different names. One of the sweetest names they had given me is Mama Sir. That has been given by a guy who is just 5 years. He calls me Mama Sir. Now, in the country, I don't know how lakhs of people, they call me Mama Sir. I love this name. Then one of the girls, Shishti Didi, she calls me Colonel Magic, Colonel Hope, Antidote, Antivirus, Daita. There are a hell lot of names they had given me. And I'm always craving for more. And I should have more name. I had only one name. Today I got a complete pamphlet and a small book of my name. And I'm really working very hard to earn more names. Okay? So keep smiling. Someday, whatever you do, I wish I will meet you somewhere, we'll cross path. And when we cross, I want to see you as young, vibrant, and very damn confident guys. Okay?
Yes.
And in case life you ever have any problem, any doubt, or any query, you can always just come back to me. I'll always be there for you. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
both of
much.
you very much. Thank you so much, Neha. Privilege
Thank
to be here. Very, very kind of you indeed.
Same here, sir. I'm very happy that I had got opportunity to interact with you along with these two champions. And
I,
I will ask Arsh also. Arsh is one of the youngest champion of the history. Arsh, you also introduce yourself to sir.
Yes, ma'am. So, my name is Arsh Singhal. I study in class 5. My section is Euphorbia and I study in the OSS school. My hobbies are mostly outdoor games like soccer and badminton, and my dream is to become an astronaut and explore the stars beyond us.
good, happy, very happy to hear this. And you know what the best part, I'd always noticed whenever the young kids, you ask them about their school, about their class, they never forget to mention their section. Section C, section A. Good, you should have that sense of belonging.
Very
I'm happy.
Yes, sir. Sir, one last request. What advice you have for their parents, as you have told so many
Yeah.
things?
Neha, thank you for asking this question. This is actually a very, sooner in days to come, and I'll be coming with a podcast. And this is one of the important issues which I'm going to touch upon. When children they come to me, now I see there are a lot of children who are at fault, and there are many instances where parents are at fault. Parenting is an art. It's a skill. Times have changed. We are not any longer living in a nuclear family, in a joint family. People are into nuclear family. And there are a lot of issues over a period of time. And sometimes parenting has become such a big issue, especially in metro and where people are occupied with a job and they don't get much time to spend with their children. So one need to be very, very cautious when it comes to parenting, and they need to spend more time with the children. That is what I had observed. There are many cases wherein the sole issue was the connect between the parents and the children was very poor. Parents, they go on the job, the children, they go to the school, and when they are at home, they barely have time for each other. Very, very essential. If parents, they want to be the part of the future of the children, they need to invest into their present today. The kind of the confidence that should be between the parents and the children to be at such a level that wherever they want to express themselves, they should not think twice. They should not feel in any kind of inhibition. Yes, I need to think twice before I speak to my parents. So that kind of confidence is very, very important that they build in their children. Children also need to realize this. They should also respect the gesture of their parents. They have got very poor understanding and very poor patience level. They are not very ready to listen to. They spend more time with the mobile and less time with their parents and their responsibilities. So that is also a very alarming issue I have noticed. And last thing, being elder, I think we need to take at some point responsibility for this. Whenever children are telling something to the parents, they need to develop this habit of being very patient. When you're listening to the children, you should give them very patient ear and just listen what they're saying. And thereafter you can advise them. But in between, taking them off, giving counter views can be very counterproductive. So here's my request and appeal: love your children, which I know parents always do. Sometimes, the way of conveying a thing is not probably suitable for the children. They understand today. But then at the end of the day, they should also be more expressive to other children, especially fathers. Mothers generally, I have seen, they are more expressive. Fathers generally, they restrict themselves. They should also open up and speak more, listen to the children, and spend more time with each other. That's all. Hello.
Yes.
Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes. So your advice is going to be very touching to us, and we are going to be very happy. So thank you for being with us.
Thanks to you, Sajak, and thanks to you, Ash, and thanks to you, Neha, and also to Kushbu for giving me this opportunity to interact. And I'm really once again very, very sorry for my low energy, which I generally never go, but it is one of those rare days where I was actually going through sleep deprivation and I could not speak in the tone and the josh which I am known for. But I don't mind catching up again with you guys anytime. Okay?
Yes.
So wish you a great, happy, healthy life. And wish you also all the very best, Neha, for your second innings. Wish you all the very best.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Bye
you so
bye.
much, sir.
God bless. Bye bye.
Thanks.
Bye.